Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello, this is Chinese Pod. We're coming from Shanghai, China, and we bring you lessons in spoken Mandarin. Now, my name is Kai, and I'm joined by... Who are you?
I'm Zhu Qi. I feel obliged to say my Chinese name because you just said your Chinese name.
All right. So your Chinese name is Zhu Qi, and your English name would be
Jenny.
Okay.
And yours?
My English name is Ken. Okay. Yes. Now, this level today is a newbie level, right? Now, that means it's for beginners. And it is very, very basic, in fact. And I don't think you need to know a whole lot of Chinese, if any, in order to get the idea here today. Very roughly speaking, Jenny, what is the topic for our lesson today?
Well, it's a functional phrase of asking, what is this called? Or what is that called?
Okay, that's great. So when you want to know what something is called in Chinese, this is the phrase that you use. Okay, I think that's enough of a clue. And so why don't we listen to the dialogue 3 times, and after that we'll come back and we'll break it down for you.
这个叫什么？
这个叫碗，
那个叫什么？
那个叫筷子。
Second time. 这个叫什么？
这个叫碗，
那个叫什么？
那个叫筷子。
Third time. 这个叫什么？
这个叫碗，
那个叫什么？
那个叫筷子。
All right, good translation time, please.
这个叫什么？
What's this called?
这个叫什么？
What is this called?
这个叫什么？这个叫碗。
This is called a bowl.
这个叫碗。
This is called a bowl, as in the bowl that you eat from.
这个叫碗。那个叫什么？
What's that called?
那个叫什么？
What's that called?
那个叫什么？那个叫筷子。
Those are called chopsticks.
那个叫筷子。
Those are called chopsticks.
那个叫筷子。
All right, now, I don't think you could get any more practical than this at an early stage of learning. Now, the one verb that occurs throughout this is the verb to call something, and that is
叫。叫。
Now, jiao is the fourth tone.
Correct.
Now, so remember, to call something is fairly strong there. It's the 4th tone, jiao. Now, so that's the verb, and that occurs throughout them. Now, let's look at the first sentence again, and we'll listen out for the verb actually comes in the middle of it. Let's hear that again.
这个叫什么？
Okay. Now, 什么 meaning what, right? It means what in this in any situation. 什么 and 这个 means
this
thing. Okay. Now, 这个叫什么? Now, I wouldn't worry too much even about overusing this phrase. You know, sometimes it's okay to overuse it. You know, you want to practice with it. You've got a Chinese friend, just keep using it, you know. Yes. So that sentence is extremely useful. You can point to it and you could say,
这个叫什么?
Now, we all know if you have kids, you know, how tiresome it can get when it's like 15,000 questions a day. But I mean, put yourself into that position as well. You're a learner. Go ahead. If you've got Chinese friends or people who know, get out and practice. And one more time, that's the sentence.
这个叫什么?
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Chinese Pod Trivia. Our first question is, how long will it take you to become an intermediate Chinese speaker using the Chinese Pod app? Is it A, the rest of your life? B, you should already be an intermediate speaker? C, 3 months? Or D, Chinese Pod has an app?
You should already be in.
Ooh, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, 3 months. That's right. Head over to ChinesePod.com now to register for your access to over 4,000 lessons. Get the Chinese Pod app now on Google Play or the App Store.
Okay. Now, the answer format in Chinese is typically sparse and efficient. Now, in this case, we're pointing. We were saying that the questioner was pointing to a bowl. I would say perhaps a rice bowl.
Yeah.
And so the answer was.
这个叫碗.
Now, the format of the answer is very similar to the question, right? Because the question was 这个叫什么, right? And the answer again is
这个叫碗.
So the first two words are the same. 这个叫 no, and later you have the word
碗.
Okay, now that's a third tone by the sounds of it, isn't it?
Correct.
碗, and 碗 means a bowl.
Yes.
As in
a rice bowl.
A rice bowl. Okay. Now look how sparse that is, you know. 这个叫碗. Just 3 words. So there's no inflection of the verb here. The verbs, of course, in Chinese don't change. There's no tenses. There's no agreement. So it's very simple. 这个叫碗. That's called a 碗 or a bowl. Great. Now, you're the questioner, and rather than pointing to something immediately in your vicinity, you look across the room and you see something over there, and you ask the question.
那个叫什么? 那个叫什么?
Now, as in the first question, 叫什么 means what is it called? But in this case, we're not saying 这个, we're saying 那个, right? And 那个 means
that
thing. Okay? So if it's something beside you, as in this, you say
这个.
And if it's something slightly more distant away, you say
那个.
Good. So,
you know, it's funny. It almost sounds far.
Yeah.
那个.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Or, it could be also, let's say, something on a table. But if you ask the first object, you'd say
这个.
And then the second object, you might say
那个.
And that, I think that's consistent with English. You might say, what's this called? And what's that called?
Yeah.
So again, but it's very similar to English. If you understand the concept of this and that, it's very similar. No problem. Now, so the answer is
那个叫筷子. 那个叫筷子.
And here we are again. Look how efficient this is in the answer. You know, so the question was 那个叫什么? And the answer is 那个叫, which is exactly the same 2 words. And then the word for chopsticks, which is
筷子.
So 筷子. Now that's an interesting little word for chopsticks because it's 4th tone to remember. 筷子,
Yes.
right? What does this 筷 mean actually?
筷 just describes the chopsticks.
The chopsticks.
Yeah, it doesn't have any other meaning.
Yeah, it means like a piece of something, does it?
It's the same sound but different character.
Oh, then that's interesting. Okay. So remember, 筷子 with the 4th tone means chopsticks. All right, so you've had 2 really basic questions there and 2 model answers. Hope that was useful. Let's listen to that again and we'll come back in a second.
这个叫什么？
这个叫碗，
那个叫什么
那个叫筷子。
？Second time. 这个叫什么？
这个叫碗，
那个叫什么？
那个叫筷子。
Third time. 这个叫什么？
这个叫碗，
那个叫什么？
那个叫筷子。
Okay, so don't forget now you can go out and if you've got a Chinese friend and you can practice the hell out of these.
Yes.
And so the 2 questions are
这个叫什么？ And 那个叫什么？
Okay, now so you can just study the answers there because this is super efficient. If you know how to ask a question, you've gotten 70% of the answer there too because you just use the same verb and so on. All right, we hope that was useful. We hope 这个 was useful.
Certainly was.
And Naga also hopefully is useful. And we will be back with more useful things, I do hope, tomorrow. So from us here in Chinese Pod right now, it's time for us to say
再见。
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number 0205. So just go to www.chinesepod.com/0205 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0205.